Hello YouTube, my name of course is Simon Says, as everyone knows me in game, it's Zach, and I'm part of Victory Road, as everyone knows now. So this was an amazing Passerby battle that I actually had. It was crazy. Normally when you get a Passerby, you know, they have Ubers, they have Legends, and this one, his team looks pretty good. I mean, it's an OU, pretty much, it's a completely OU team, which is really rare for a Passerby. And it's a very strong team. I could see his team was based around Sticky Web. And I was a little scared, but I was like, you know what? This looks like a good battle. I think I can win this one. So what I did was I accepted it, obviously. And so let's look at his team quickly. He has Ferrothorn. He has Talonflame. He has Keldeo. He has the Pinsir. He has all kinds of great Mandibuzz, yeah, all kinds of great threats. And if we look at my team, it's the same team I'm usually running. I'm going to switch it up a little bit, but for now, this team is doing work for me, so I don't see any need to change it. I have a huge Stealth Rock problem, but if I can keep Exatu alive and switch it in, it completely nullifies that, so it's great. So let's head into the game and see how it looks. It was a great game, and I'm very happy with the outcome. So I start off obviously with Talonflame because I want to try and get rid of the Garvantula. I'm expecting to be faster than it, but I know it's going to try and use a Sticky Web. He actually leads with a Protect, which is weird. I'm like, okay. So I use my U-turn, and I know Talonflame's faster. He actually switches out his Garvantula. And so I go here, I go for the U-turn, I switch out, but he has Rocky Helmet, so I know that's annoying for later, because that's going to end up really hurting me in the long run. So of course I bring out Manectric here, because he switched out, so I don't need to worry about bringing out Exatu quite yet. I expected him to do a switch, and it was into Ferrothorn, which is fine by me. So I did Volt Switch right here. The Volt Switch is a great play. I'm so happy I got this off. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep using my switching moves. The Intimidate's not a huge factor, but it's nice. So I spring back Manectric, of course. I'm going to bring out instantly Exatu, or Lady Gaga, as it's better known. And now he can't use his Leech Seed. Most of the moves he has, he can't use. He probably only has Gyro Ball that he can use for damage. So we get off the Heat Wave, and it does a significant amount of damage. His Gyro Ball also does a pretty good amount. I mean, 70 is not something to scoff at, but he does have that -1 from the Intimidate. Now this Ferrothorn is a huge thorn in my sides later, but it's a great battle. So of course he brings out Talonflame, very smart. I went for the Side Shock here because I expected the switch, and I don't have U-turn. I really want U-turn, but Side Shock right there does a third of his health. That's pretty good. So of course I switch out because I can't take a Brave Bird. I go for Manectric here because I know he should be able to take it, especially with the Intimidate. But he decides to go for the Flare Blitz, which is what I was not expecting. So the better choice would have been Gliscor there. I was expecting the Brave Bird, but it's a life-orbed Pokemon. It's crazy. So he switches out here, and he brings back out Ferrothorn. And what I did here was I went for the Volt Switch again. I was pretty sure I could live his Brave Bird at -1. But instantly I switch out. I bring back out Lady Gaga. And we're doing pretty well. So we're both healing because of our leftovers. You know, it's pretty fun. I used Psyshock because I was expecting him to switch again, but he didn't. If I'd gone for the Heat Wave, I would have gotten the kill. But later on, it ends up helping me a little bit. So that Gyro Ball does significant damage. So right here, he withdraws Ferrothorn again, which is fine. He sends back out his bird. He was expecting a switch, maybe? And thankfully I didn't. He could have gone for the Stealth Rock, but I'm glad he didn't. He went for the safe switch. So I get a free Roost off. So our health is pretty much full. This is great. So I go for the Toxic here, just because this bird is tanky and very, very annoying. Very annoying to do. And he uses the Foul Play. Now, for not having a high attack stat, that did a ton of damage. My Exactu is specially bulky. But we're going to get some poison damage here. So what we're going to do is he switches out his bird. And he brings out the Garvantula, which is really annoying. Really, really annoying. I actually went for the Roost because I knew I could take it. I could take another Foul Play. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to take a Thunder here. This is very scary. This is very scary. Because if he goes for the Sticky Web, I have to stay in. But he ends up going for the Thunder, and he takes me out, which is a huge pain. So I bring out Dragonite here. So this is very annoying, because he still has the Ferrothorn up, and he gets off the Sticky Web. He gets off the damn Sticky Web. I, of course, went for a Dragon Dance. Now if he goes for the Thunder here, he's going to live because of Focus Sash. And if he goes for the Thunder, he can do some good damage. And of course he goes for it. Multi-scale will kick in, but it still does a huge amount because of that crit. If he didn't get that crit, multi-scale would have done so much better. And he brings out the Ferrothorn. And here I go for Extreme Speed, expecting to kill it. I should have gone for an Earthquake. It would have been a kill if I had gone for the Earthquake. But instead I have to take a lot of extra damage on Dragonite now. Dragonite should not be taking anywhere near this much damage, but because the Ferrothorn, yeah. Then he switches here. He's trying to just get as much damage on me as he can, which is really smart. He's just trying to weaken down my Dragonite, weaken it down, weaken it down. I, of course, go for the Dragon Claw here, expecting it to kill, but it doesn't. He goes for the Foul Play, and it's going to take out my Dragonite, which is really, really annoying. So I've lost now 2 Pokemon, and he hasn't lost any. But of course, his bird is very, very, very weak. I'm going to go for the U-turn first turn. I don't want to take a huge amount of damage from Rocky Helmet and Recoil, and I'm pretty sure that it will kill because of my Choice Band, which it does. And of course, I switch out, and he will have the playing field. He can choose what he wants to bring out against this Gliscor. And of course, he brings out Keldeo, very, very smart. So I use Protect first turn just to see what he's going to use. I'm expecting some sort of water attack, obviously. And here comes the Surf. And now I don't have too much that can take a Surf except for Florges. So I'm going to send out Florges. Plus the Moonblast will be super effective because Keldeo is a fighting type. But of course my speed falls, which isn't a huge problem. I mean, Florges is already pretty slow, and Mega Manectric, when he comes in, he's probably going to die, so he's just going to be Intimidate fodder. So he switches out to Garvantula, and right here I use Moonblast. So he's foddering this off, which is fine by me. So the Garvantula is gone, so the Sticky Web is no longer a threat. If he gets Stealth Rocks up, though, that's going to be a very, very, very annoying problem later on. He still has the ability to put out the Stealth Rocks as well, and I'm surprised he's not trying to. So immediately when the pincer comes out, I switch to Manectric. I want to get that Intimidate off, just in case he is Moxie. I want that Intimidate off, so he has a little bit of a weakened attack. But he doesn't end up going for the quick attack or anything like that. He goes right for the Mega Evolution. And this is one of the reasons why the battle goes the way it goes. If he had gone for the Moxie kill first, he would have gotten the attack boost and would have done a lot. Manectric was going to die, but I knew that he was going to be able to lower Pincer's attack, which is what I needed. So he withdraws Pincer here, and he brings out the Ferrothorn. And right here, I'm like, okay, this needs to go. I cannot have Stealth Rocks on my side too. I will die if I have Stealth Rocks. So I decide to make sure I kill it. I'm going to get hurt by the recoil and the iron barbs. But now both of his tanks are gone. He has his own Talonflame. But I know my Talonflame is going to be slower because I don't have speed invested EVs. So I send back out Gliscor. I know Gliscor can take the Flare Blitz. I know he can take the Brave Bird. And yeah, so we tank that very well. It only takes 90 health off, not even half. And because of the Life Orb and the recoil, he faints, and it's perfect. So he has his main attacker down as well. He still has the Keldeo, and he still has the Pincer. But immediately I switch to Florges. I'm going to get my speed lowered again. And he goes for his Surf again, very smart. Now with one-shot Gliscor, it's very annoying. So we're tanking quite a bit, but we're having some problems still. And here he sends out Pincer, which is really interesting. So I go for the Moonblast. And it does half health, so I'm very happy with that. I know Florges can't take an attack from him right now. So I'm going to switch. I'm going to fodder off Gliscor, hopefully trying to get some damage on this thing. The return is going to do a lot of damage. But I know that Pincer can take it. Now right here I have to decide. And I'm in huge trouble because he sends out the Keldeo. And against the Pincer I use knockoff. So it's perfect. I get the knockoff. But his Justified raises the attack, which is horrible. I knock off the Expert Belt though, so that's always good. But here we go, he goes for the Surf, he is faster. And Gliscor does finally go down. So here's the problem. I send out Dragon Force, but the Aqua Jet with the boosted attack comes in, and it almost kills me, but not quite. I was not expecting the Keldeo to be faster, but again, I don't have speed invested EVs. I should change that. And we get the Brave Bird off, which kills the Keldeo. The Keldeo is now down, but now so is my Dragon Force, which is a huge problem for me. Because that means I have Florges, and he has Pincer. So the battle is down to a specially defensive tank versus an all-out attacker. And right here, I'm like, okay, I need to survive his attack. I don't know if this will actually work. At this point, I'm like, okay, good game. This game's over. I've lost. And what happens here is crazy. That Protect actually gives me enough health to live so that I can use the Moonblast to finish off the Pincer and win the game right here. If it wasn't for that Protect at the end of the game, I would have actually not had enough health to live that return. So that was an amazing game with a Passerby. We started chatting through the little notification thing. It was great. We had a lot of fun. We both were like, oh man, that was a crazy game, good game. And it was crazy. So I had a lot of fun. I made some good predictions. I didn't end up blocking his Ferrothorn. or the Garvantula, but the battle, it was just a good one. And that's it for me. So if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more YouTube videos, and I do have a channel for live streaming down below. You should check it out. I live stream almost daily, and a lot of these battles come from there. Once again, I'm Simon Says, and thanks for watching.